This is one very, very disgusting Golf R.
It's winter time. What can you do? All right, it is about 9:24 on a Saturday morning. Happy Saturday, guys. We're on the home stretch of January, and that means there's only a couple more months of this freezing cold weather. I'm excited for the warm. All I gotta say is I'm very excited for the warm. I know the car's cold starting. It's probably noisy as hell. I hope you guys can just hear me instead, but I can't control the volume. The thing's just a little rowdy. But before the video starts, guys, I just want to address one thing. You know, I know my audience is age range is 18 to 34 or so. So I was kind of thinking of some advice that I could provide for you guys. One thing I want to just touch on is life definitely gets kind of crazy. Life can catch up on you really quick. I would never lose sight on the things that matter the most, and that's people. People are always going to come first, and you really can't lose sight of that. It's easy to take things for granted, whether it's, even if it's not people, things, right? Cars, whatever's in your life that makes you happy. It's very easy to take these things for granted. So I just want to kind of just let you guys know that it's very important to kind of just be mindful of these things, be appreciative of everything that comes into your life, whether even it's good or bad, and just don't get blindsided. So, but I did want to provide that insight because it does go a long way, and you could argue my life would be a little bit different if I kind of just didn't lose sight of that. So, but we're chilling now, guys, and I do want to make this video today. Yeah, let's jump on the road, and I'll tell you guys some things that I really do like about these Golf Rs, and why I honestly think for right around $30,000 you're getting a very good car. Honestly, one of the best choices for that price range. The Golf R. Why is this thing the best car that you could buy? I'll tell you. Let's start with price. In my best opinion, sweet spot for mileage on used cars, there's nothing wrong with buying a 30,000 mile Golf R. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of people kind of scoff. They want to do, below 10,000, sure, whatever, but you really can't do much in 30,000 miles. I have driven this thing extremely hard, and it's at 62, and it's chilling. I can launch this thing. It feels like I launched it the first day. I mean, there's no wear. It does not feel like a used car. This thing, and with the amount of miles and the 4 years of ownership, it's not even like I've done all these miles within 1 year. I do drive it a lot on the highway, so yeah, there is a lot of highway miles, but I also rip some back roads, guys, and it just takes it. It's a very capable car, and it's extremely reliable. So yeah, I've been very happy with that. And price range, I would say right around 30,000 miles, you're spending low 30s. That is not bad at all. I think you're still getting a very good deal even if you spend 35K on one of these cars. The Mark 8s are not that cheap. If you want a good Mark 8, you gotta cough up 45K. So it's a $10,000 more expensive car. Sure, it's a better car, and I will admit the Mark 8 is a better Golf R, but there is nothing wrong with these Mark 7s. And one of the most important things I'll say when it comes to owning these types of performance cars or sports cars is the back-to-back pulls, and stuff like that. Like the fact that I'm able to do what I'm able to do in this car, enjoy the car, but not break the car at the same time. Hey, that's great. I'm very happy with that. I couldn't be any more happy. It's definitely something I wanted to kind of highlight and I guess point out for you guys. But yeah, I mean, it's a price range. You really can't beat it. There's not too many other cars out there. I would say the 340 is a great car, the B58 is great, but you're just not getting this interior, and that actually highlights another thing. These interiors are really freaking nice, and they're aging so well. We're already at the Mark 8, and I would say the Mark 7 is fine, but if you get the facelift, you also are introduced to that digital cockpit. There's nothing better than the digital cockpit. It's so clear. I would even say it's a little bit nicer than maybe the newer ones. The newer screens have a little bit of reflection to them, and they're just overall very plasticky looking. These screens look really good. They're really clean. The pixels are great. Everything's good about it. The infotainment too it's a pretty big screen, and obviously it has all the stuff you need. All the information you would ever need is on there. So I like that. The cool thing with the newer cars obviously is you can stack different information, say music, speed, songs, whatever. You can do that all in one. This one I have to pick between my map, music, or oil. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. It's just you can't stack them on top of each other, and I wish that was a feature you could do with these cars. Definitely something you could probably do with OBD11 though, so I can't say it's not a thing. I will say, the interiors are great. I urge anyone who's even on the market to buy a Golf R, just sit in a Golf R. You don't have to drive it. Sure, drive it, experience it, let me know how it goes, but there's nothing better than just sitting in one of these things. I mean, the seats are so comfortable, they hold you in so well. They're basically like freaking bucket seats. I grew up in just trucks and family cars. I've rented a lot of, really cool cars, Hellcats. I love Hellcat seats. They're very comfortable. They hold you in quite nice too. But out of all the seats that I've sat in, there's nothing that's most comfortable, most durable too. I mean, it's not even just a comfort thing, it's also durability. These seats don't crack, they don't, they're great. It's great leather, it's pleather, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, the interior is great. The steering wheel, I have upgraded mine, but it's the same shape. Flat bottom steering wheel feels good in any car. It's even crazy that like some RS Audis don't come with a flat bottom. I understand it's not every single RS car, even though it's shocking to say, has to be the craziest car on the road. But you can buy an RS7 and it won't have a flat bottom, but in a GTI you can get a flat bottom. So flat bottom steering wheels, they're quite nice, and it's definitely a very sporty thing to have. I would say the interior absolutely is a huge plus with these cars. It's a huge reason to buy them. The sound system is great, and yeah, just kind of the technology is fine. Especially if you get a facelift, you are chilling. 2018 car feels like a 2024 model. So. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room with this car is the performance. This is a very fast car for the price. It is definitely pretty snappy. It has, all the power that you would need for the road. And being all-wheel drive, you can use all of it. You get a GTI, you're chilling. GTIs are great cars. They're very fast. And from a roll, it perhaps would take the R. I can't say it wouldn't. I can't say it would. But the torque, especially once you tune these things, you crack open those ECUs and you start doing stuff to them. The torque is just absolutely nuts in these cars. I mean, it's like instant power. Right when you step down on the throttle, it just goes. Launch control is really exciting too. Running, I think, what was it? Not 2 seconds. 3.5 seconds.
This thing going.
Oh, wheel spin.
30. 60.
To 60. Oh man, you just like, what car lets you do that? Like, that's extremely impressive, and it just goes to show how capable these cars are. So, the performance is there. The brakes feel good. It's a light car. So yeah, no, I mean, the performance, the brakes, the steering, everything feels really good. It's a Golf. There's only so much you can do with this chassis, and even just the platform as a whole, but the power's there. And as long as you kind of, attack some of the handling, it's a great package. So hopefully that, shines some light on these cars. I know a lot of people, if you guys are looking and you're worried about, certain mileage, buying a certain year, ask me. I'm always happy to help out in any way I can. And yeah, no, these are awesome cars. I if you are in the market and you're trying to get into something like this, I fully encourage it. Hopefully, yeah, like I said, hopefully that shines some light on the Golf R. We'll leave it at that, but I appreciate y'all for staying tuned, for all the support, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace and love.